here is Shell of a King, a new and charming project for those who like challenging and mysterious story games. I'm gonna show you only a glimpse of it. In the end, I will stand before a very specific boss and see if I can beat him. To be honest and fair, developer of Shell of a King paid me to spend my time with the game and create content about it. That final result is what you see here. Disclaimer, I wasn't paid to say anything good about the game. I got paid for my time and to book a slot in my schedule, and I also received the game for free to create this video. I had full freedom to express my feelings about the project. His sponsorship supports my channel, and I am very grateful for that, Rusune. Let me show you my experience and adventure with Shell of a King, an action bullet hell, difficult, Souls-like game with cool music that boosted my immersion in this solo developed project. So let's start. I only saw a character, maybe a female, crying, and weird energy started growing around her, changing her body into an egg that soon began hatching something. But then I woke up. I was in a strange place, like a dungeon or an old prison cell. The world around me was odd, a mix of pixel art with hand-driven characters and elements in a 2D style, but with an extra 3D layer that lets me change the view and discover hidden things, as it appeared very soon. I quickly spotted two huge snake-like characters that looked like guards. I came closer and heard them saying they'd hold me here and nothing will change that. But then a strange earthquake scared them off. After this, I wouldn't hire them to even guard a candle. Alone now, I checked if the game was open. Unfortunately, it was locked. Then I explored the room I was held in, and a path in the wall opened for me. Strange, but exactly what I wanted. Inside the cave I found a strange relic I could use as a weapon, and some stalagmites blocked my path further. It was perfect to test out the relic. As soon as I destroyed them, I ventured into the unknown. The secret passage led me to the Grand Library, where immediately, what is strange, rats were attacking me. They were throwing cheese at me, probably because it tasted so bad they chose to use it as a weapon. But I wasn't hungry either. From the fallen enemies I started collecting coins, even though I didn't know what they meant or why rats, bats and other enemies had money. I knew an answer would come soon. Using my agile skills, I rolled over to avoid some attacks and defend myself, finally reaching another room with a strange statue. It was both strange and intriguing. I wondered if it was okay to touch it. There was only one way to find out, so I did it. The statue let me do a couple of things. First, it allowed me to equip items or charms I'd collected on my journey. I equipped the lovely red ribbon I found in the library. Second, it explained what I could do with the coins, upgrade my abilities and stats. It even saved my progress while respawning fallen enemies. I saw inspiration from projects like The Binding of Isaac and Souls-like games. At first, it was a mixed feeling and I was wondering how these two worlds would combine. I will answer that later. Then I pushed forward and met another big snake, kind of mysterious. He asked if I knew how to fight, and I said yes. That started a battle. He was like a mini-boss, Moby, sending dozen after dozen of attacks, and he quickly eliminated me. I woke up again by the statue I had found earlier. I moved back to face Moby again, but he wasn't there. It turns out it was part of a tutorial explaining the basics. Moby left me a map and another relic, the Aegean flask. Basically an Estus flask from Dark Souls. I had 3 of them to heal portions of my life. Ready to go further, I took the real cowboy path to the right. Well, a big snake, a mini-boss, quickly changed my mind as I tried, but I was simply too weak to win, especially during his second phase. On the bright side, I learned that the green water wasn't safe either. Starting again from the statue, I chose another road. I had to toughen up first. I ventured into the deeper sewers and quickly found out it was a dangerous place filled with enemies and snakes everywhere. There weren't many safe spots. Behind each corner something was lurking. On the plus side, I gained a few charms that will help me in my adventure. As I learned from my mistakes, I became stronger and smarter. I set up a solid strategy against the enemies I'd already met, promising to do better next time. By accident, I found a secret passage. In the future, I would try to attack random walls, hoping to find another one. I knew it was a trap, but before I picked up that item, I didn't know what it was back then. But it was a pleasant surprise overall. Slime enemies were problematic, though some of their attacks hit me. I managed to push through. Then I spotted new enemies, scorpions that look like a facehuggers from the Alien movies. They moved in straight lines and protected a nest full of sweet coins. I also obtained an interesting charm called Scorpion Stinger, which added a poison effect to my attacks. Before I tell you more, I need to say that it annoyed me that enemies can see through walls. Many times you are within range, even if you are in separate room or passage, and they attack you before you even see them. I get that it's the game mechanic, but enemies react too quickly, making it very hard to avoid attacks from all sides. Going further, I bumped into the snake guards from the beginning. Yep, someone ordered them to stop me. Thankfully, they went another way. Ahead, I found a passage leading to a room where a mysterious person with a huge hat sat in silence. I tried to speak with them, but they didn't respond. Finally, I chose to put out the fire and pick up an item behind it, which made the mysterious person speak. It turns out we are trapped in a long-forgotten castle, even full of people, now overrun by monsters and acrons? That's snakes? The castle was buried under the earth after an old war. That's all I got from her. At least I knew a little more. I went back to the statue and spent my collected coins equipping a few charms I gathered. This made me stronger and more prepared for more adventures. I liked that, like in the old classic, The Binding of Isaac, the items you equipped change your visual appearance. A cool feature. Similar to Souls-like titles, I needed to discover new passages and the story on my own, so I decided to take a different road and headed north to find more answers to my situation. Of course, there were many enemies, but I found something new. In the sewer conduit map, on the edge of the road, a mouse, I suppose, was sitting and fishing. I immediately asked him what was going on. True to his name, Split, he was a fishing enthusiast and encouraged me to try fishing. He even gave me a key item, a fishing rod. Key items work differently than charms. First, they have their own spot in the inventory and don't need to be equipped to be active. Second, they don't affect the weight limit. Third, they can be both passive and active. The Aegon flask and the fishing rod are examples. I switched my active item to fishing rod and started fishing. It was fun and beneficial. The bigger the fish, the more coins I got. Instantly tough idea. I'd spend more time fishing until I gathered about 200 coins to boost my abilities and then go further. I noticed that sometimes bubbles appear on the water surface and usually I got bigger catch for those spots. Fishing wasn't just about the coins, though. In different areas you can catch different type of fish, some even hostile, there's a small chance to get charms from fishing, and catching all types of underwater creatures can even earn you an achievement. So in several places I tried fishing. It wasn't too time consuming and I always got some extra coins along the way. Once I passed 200 coins, and defeated a few new enemies, I went back to the statue to level up and become stronger. I jumped from level 9 to level 18 and equipped a few important charms like a shield. It's a bit heavy, but once activated, it protects me from one-hit attacks, bouncing them back if you aim correctly. Then I came back to the water serpent from before. Even though I was stronger, smarter and more used to this world, it was still challenging. Yet I was finally able to defeat it once and for all, and after that I met a Greg, a cool swordfish, who also acted as a shopkeeper. He didn't have a big stock of items, but I bought some important ones, a silver key and a bent spoon. Later I discovered under the next statue that this charm made my shots act more like a homing missiles, making it easier to hit enemies. Very beneficial trait. Fun fact, this world is full of mysteries. Throughout your adventure, you meet various NPCs, and in the main menu, their silhouettes unlock as you meet them. It's a small thing, but I think it's a cool way to see your progression each time you return to the main menu. Then I went to a mysterious room I had avoided before and found the Slime Titan. In its first phase, it was kind of easy, but as its health dropped, it got tougher and started dropping extra enemies. I decided I wasn't ready yet, so I opted to get stronger, tougher and better equipped before facing it for a satisfying finish. In the meantime, I encountered Moby again. He was in a huge pit with no visible bottom, and it turns out you can toss a coin for a wish. If you're lucky, you get a charm from it. I tossed 10 coins and got 2 charms. Great investment, probably. Throughout my adventure, I collected many coins and ventured into different places. In one area filled with small serpents and toxic water, I found another statue. It seems to appear quickly for a reason. In the next room, there was a boss in white robe, a mage called Magus of the arch charge. Interestingly, I thought he would use his bar stomach to blast me with his abs. But according to the official game wiki, made by the developer, his outfit is more like a cloth with a reversed cross. Seriously, it was strangely looking like a hole in his robe for his abs. I accepted the challenge. On his second try, he sent hundreds of flying attacks, but I managed to beat him fair and square. This made me sure that this time, for the Slime Titan, I was coming soon. I spent a bit more time venturing deeper into lands, leveled up a few times, and finally decided to go against the boss. Will I finish him off easily? According to the wiki, Magus has more HP than the Slime Titan, so maybe. I used all my coins while getting back to the Slime Titan spot and went inside. He was waiting for me, and as soon as I entered, the battle started. My first try, I lost due to a stupid mistake. I had fishing rod instead of flask in my active item slot, so I simply failed. The second time, I was better prepared and I knew I had to take down his minions fast to survive. However, his last phase surprised me and I lost again. Third time, I lost too, but I noticed something. In his last phase, he stayed in one spot and sent continuous attacks with a limited range. Between arrows attacks, he shot small dots attack that harmed and slowed me. If you get caught in the slow effect while hit by his green arrows, you are lucky down for the count. But if you stand closer and use a flask to withstand some damage, the Slime Titan is as open to attack as you are to his. Finally, I took him down and achieved my goal for this video. Surprisingly, Shell of a King is an interesting and passionate project that offers more to the players than many other games, even so with a higher price tag. Yes, the game is kinda cheap and I was surprised by its quality. I understand that you may say that I'm blinded by being sponsored, but please believe me, I was truly enjoying this adventure. The combination of the Souls-like games with mechanics like from The Binding of Isaac became kinda natural and worked pretty well, giving a fun experience. If you wanna check the game by yourself, the link is in the description. And as always, subscribe and see you next time. Bye!